Hello everyone. So I absolutely can't believe I didn't put all of this together in a video before. A lot of these tips and tricks I have talked about, I believe, on my channel before, but I never made a video about this topic. But before we talk about that, this what this video is actually about. I wanted to just thank everyone. Oh, sorry. Just wanted to thank. I have you guys on a tripod. You'll see in a second why. But I just wanted to thank everyone so much for the kind words and the congratulations on my graduation. I if you didn't watch the video, I graduated magna cum laude, which means with great praise. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I could have done some classes a little bit better, but I only got 1C the entirety of my undergraduate years. So I will take what I got. But I'm happy with that, and I have some great news that I'm not going to share quite yet with everyone because I want to make sure it's absolutely confirmed. Right now, I'm just very sure that it is what it is, but I just want to make sure before I share that information with everyone. But again, thank you guys so much for your support over the years. It's been a long journey, absolutely been a long journey, and my journey will just continue to go on as my life progresses. So I'm sure you guys will stick along with that and see where I end up. I will never, you can never predict where I'm going to end up or where anyone in that's just life. You can't predict where you're going to end up. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to first thank everyone for that. And then I wanted to give some updates because I know people have been looking for that video. I just got back into town from visiting family yesterday morning. So I'm basically playing catch up with everything that I was working on as far as dolls. So I'm finishing the rooting on one of my customs who's been waiting for a really long time. She's been extremely patient. And in fact, she's been so wonderful and selfless that she allowed other customs to be put before her so that I could finish them because she felt like that her custom was not as important. So yeah, she's amazing, and I will be finishing up her baby and having her shipped by the end of the week. So that'll be really good. She won't get there by Christmas, but that's okay. She wasn't expecting her to. But yeah, so I'm catching up with that custom. Finally going to get her off of my rooting table. And then I'm working on a Reborn Dominic, who will be available very, very soon. His painting I only have like a really few more steps on his painting. And then I might do comby hair on him as well. But that won't take but a little while because comby hair goes pretty quickly for me. And then, so the most important update I wanted to give you guys is on Christmas Day, which is Saturday, I will be posting the official giveaway video for the mini baby. The baby is almost being painted. So it's Mini BG by Marita Winters. It'll make like a 10-inch baby, 10-inch baby. So yeah, that's the giveaway baby. She will be done soon. And definitely buy that video so you guys will be able to take a look at her and enter. So that'll be Saturday, which is Christmas Day. So if you can't watch it Christmas Day, I understand because a lot of people are going to be with their family. But I wanted to go ahead and post that video on Christmas so that it's the Christmas giveaway. The baby won't probably be shipped until after the New Year, because I'm going to try to end the giveaway on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. I haven't really decided exactly the day, but it'll be around that time to give people an opportunity to enter. So yeah, all that information will be in that video. And yeah, so just wanted to give you an update because I know people were like, well, where's the baby? Why aren't you done? Yeah, I've been out of town for like the past 10 days. So yeah, I obviously couldn't do anything in the meantime. But my point being, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I was going to change him in this video, but I think I'm just going to leave him as is. But because he's in an outfit that actually makes a lot of sense for this video. So this video, like the title says, is about traveling with reborns. Specifically, this is about flying with reborns, as I have done several times. And every time I've flown with them, I follow these tips, and I have never had an issue flying with them. Um, and I did not fly with any reborns this time because I didn't have to. I brought a baby down with me. It was a custom order that I finished. I brought him down to Maryland, well, up to Maryland with me, but we drove up to Maryland, and then I flew back. But the baby I was actually hand delivering to someone who lived right around the corner from my Nana's house, so it just happened to work out that way perfectly. So I didn't have to ship the baby and have the opportunity of it not making it to the customer's house by Christmas. So I was able to hand deliver a doll for the first time. So that was pretty cool to see that. Um, yeah. Anyway, but so this time I didn't have to fly with any reborns because I didn't bring Kiera with me. I didn't bring any of my collection dolls or anything like that with me that I was going to take back with me. So I didn't have to fly this time, but I have flown, like I said, many times with reborns, and it's always a little more extra work. Obviously, because you want to keep them safe and you want to make the going through security a lot quicker. So the first tip that I'm going to give you guys is to dress them safely. You want your reborns in something that is going to cover them from head to toe. And usually that looks like, for me, a sleeper or a footless romper with socks and some kind of head covering, especially if they have hair, because you don't want their painting or anything about them to get messed up while you're traveling or moving through security, walking through the airport. Really, anything that can brush against them could happen while you're going through the airport or while you're traveling. So you want to make sure that they're covered head to toe. And for example, this sleeper is one I would definitely use because it also has the hand coverings as well. So it also covers the little hands and everything. But you can buy mittens separately. The little scratch mitts work the exact same way. But this one happens to have them built in to the actual sleeper. So, and you also want to, if you're going to put them in a sleeper like I do, you kind of want to make sure that it's a zippered sleeper, just like this, because it makes it very easy to take off the clothing for the TSA if they need to do so. A lot of them will open up the clothing, and then swab the cloth body to make sure that it's not carrying anything. So if you have a sleeper that zips really quickly, or it's easy to open and close, it makes it easier for the TSA agent, and it makes it easier for yourself when you have to redress them, because a lot of times the TSA agent, they're just trying to get their job done and keep the line moving, because if you've ever traveled through security, you know there's almost always a lot of people in line behind you trying to get through security and get on their planes as well. So if you can help the TSA agent in any way, definitely try to dress them in something that covers them and is easy to take on and off, because they're just going to usually hand you back the baby all undressed or kind of looking a little disheveled. So you can, if this happens, you can just quickly zip the sleeper back up and keep it rolling. So yeah, that's like my first tip, is about dressing them for travel. It's very important if you don't want them to get damaged. Now, the second tip that I always do is how to carry them. If you want to make your life a lot easier, do not take a car seat. No matter what you think, do not take a car seat, because one, usually you have to buy another ticket for that to, put them in the car seat and have them in a seat. Or it's just a big cluster and you're going to have to take them out of the car seat and check the car seat. Either way, it's super inconvenient to take a car seat with you for just a reborn doll. So what I do is a chest carrier. So let me see if I can get my carrier. No, it's hooked on the thing, but it's just one of those soft chest carriers. And you can also use a sling too, which is even easier if you're just trying to make something that's like easy to fold back up. Like a fabric sling works as well, but I use an Infino chest carrier, and it's lightweight, straps on your chest, goes around your shoulders, and your straps around your waist. and you put the baby in there, and you're good to go. That gives you so much more of an opportunity if you need to hold two bags and still have your reborn with you. You're hands free at that point because you're not holding onto them. You have both hands available. It's very, very useful to have a chest carrier when you're running through the airport. And if you're like me, I usually carry just one carry-on bag and my book bag, so I have my hands full, and I have one hand carrying my pulling my carry-on bag, and then I usually have one hand free to get out my ID and go through security how I need to. So that's, that's a big deal. You want to have the availability to have your hands free. So the chest carrier is perfect for that circumstance. And then this is the third big tip that I use every single time that I go through security, specifically at the airport. You're going to want to have a sample of what is inside your reborn. Now, I always do this. You get a little plastic bag, or not a little plastic bag, but like a little sandwich bag, you know what I mean? A little Ziploc bag, and you take a little bit of the stuffing that was used in your reborn, and then a little bit of the glass beads. And then what you do is, once you go through to security, you let them know, hey, this is a reborn doll, and this is what's inside of the doll. It helps them a lot because they can see that material is not something to be concerned about. And it makes it a lot easier for them as well, like I said, and it makes it easier for you. Now, they will still put your doll, because it's a object, they will still put it through the x-ray scanner. And I've had this happen a couple times where they pull you aside and they check the doll as well manually. This doesn't always happen. It just depends on the airport that you're going through and the individual TSA agent that happens to be taking you through security. Sometimes that means you have to step aside for a second while they complete their search of the doll. And it's really usually very, very quick. I mean, less than 5 minutes it takes them normally to check out my reborns to make sure that everything's as is, explained by me. So it's really not that lengthy of a process. It doesn't take that much time out of your going through security and going through the airport. It really doesn't take that much time, but yeah, sometimes they'll take you aside and they'll check the cloth body, do little drug swipes on the cloth body and the reborn, and it doesn't harm the paint. It doesn't do anything to them. It's just an extra security measure for TSA to feel like they've made sure they did their job. So you can't really be that mad because they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is just make sure everyone is protected on that airplane. So yeah, I think that's basically what you need to know about traveling with reborns. Just know that don't freak out if they tell you to step aside while they look at the doll, because there has been stories in the past with people smuggling things inside dolls. So, it's not unheard of for them. So they're just making sure, like I said, that extra step of protection for everyone in the airport. I can't think of anything else that would be important to know about traveling. If you're traveling with more than one reborn, that gets a little bit complicated. And I've done that as well before. I've had one reborn strapped to me carrying one and one in my book bag. I don't recommend doing that if you could avoid it. Only try to bring one if you can. It makes everything a lot simpler for everyone involved. But if you must bring more than one, try not to check that doll if you can, because you don't want to have the opportunity of losing your doll with your luggage. So if you can't fit it in on a carry-on bag, try that as well. But yeah, like I said, I think that's pretty much everything. Traveling with reborns is definitely not as hard as a lot of people make it seem. I know people have had a lot of bad experiences with TSA for whatever reason, taking off their doll's head. I have not actually heard from an actual person. I've just heard from word of mouth that that's happened. I've never heard from an actual person in the community that has actually happened to them. So I've just kind of heard secondhand that has happened. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. And if you wanted to make sure even more that they understand what you're coming from, business cards, because that's what I usually do. I usually have business cards with me, with all my information, and that helps them. Really, it makes it look even more professional that I'm not just like smuggling something, or this has a purpose. And it also helps because if you have a reborn doll and people in the airport realize you have a really realistic doll, a lot of them are very interested in it. Does get a lot of attention. So if you're someone who, is a little embarrassed by the hobby, I would also try not to travel with reborns if you can avoid it. Or put them in your carry-on bag if you don't want the attention. But I don't really care about the attention. It's fine. I just usually give out the cards and have a brief conversation and keep it walking through. And it's usually not that big of a deal. But you usually will get attention if people are interested. And that's if you go anywhere with reborns, not just the airport. But yeah, that being said, I hope you guys found this extremely useful, especially around this time. I know a lot of people are about to hop on planes right now and see their family for Christmas and New Year's. So with that being said, I will see you guys on Christmas with that video with the giveaway baby. I will see you guys then. Bye.